You think home means a place you've been to. You believe that deep sense of calm and comfort only comes from somewhere you truly know. But for millions, that feeling of belonging isn't tied to any map. It's built by design, piece by careful piece. Japan has found a way to become a heartland for people all over the world, even if they've never stepped foot there. This is how they make you feel like you already live there. It sounds a little strange, doesn't it? The idea that a place you've only ever seen on a screen could feel more like home than your own neighborhood. But this feeling is real, and it's happening on a massive scale. You see it everywhere online. People from the US, Brazil, France, you name it, all saying the same thing. Japan just feels right, like they belong there. And it's not just talk. The numbers show that global interest in Japan has absolutely exploded. So what's going on? Well, here's the secret. That feeling you get, that sense of calm, order, and meaning, isn't an accident. It's not magic. It's being delivered to you, often through the media you watch, from anime to those quiet vlogs of everyday life. Psychologists say it gives people a real feeling of comfort and connection, even from thousands of miles away. For millions, Japan has become the idea of a world that just makes sense. And in this video, we're going to show you exactly how they do it. So, how is this feeling of a world that just makes sense actually built? It starts with an idea that's woven into the culture, a feeling of rightness that you can see and feel in almost everything. It's a powerful answer to the burnout so many of us feel from our chaotic, always online lives. One of the biggest ideas behind this is something called wabi-sabi. It's the art of finding beauty in things that aren't perfect. Think of a handmade ceramic bowl that's a little uneven, or an old wooden table with scratches and marks from years of use. Instead of seeing flaws, you see a story. It's a quiet rebellion against the pressure to have everything be flawless and new. And this connects to another core concept, ikigai. You might have heard of it. It's often translated as your reason for being. But it's not some big, stressful career goal. It's simpler. It's about finding the happiness of just being busy, of having a purpose that gets you up in the morning. It's the joy of focusing on a task, doing it well, and finding meaning in that process. But here's the critical part. For most people around the world, this feeling isn't coming from a trip to Japan. It's being delivered right through their screens. Think about those slow-living vlogs that have become so popular. Channels like Sol Life show the quiet rhythm of life in rural Japan. There's no fast-paced editing, no dramatic music. Instead, you watch someone carefully harvesting vegetables from their garden. You see them cooking rice over a crackling fire, just walking along a foggy mountain path. There's a power in watching these simple, intentional acts. For a few minutes, time seems to slow down. Your priorities shift. The background noise of your own life fades away, and you feel a sense of harmony. You're watching someone live a life where beauty comes from silence and doing things with care. These videos aren't just vlogs. They're like tiny digital trips that let you experience that feeling of rightness firsthand. They're selling an idea of a life with more purpose and less chaos. And it's an idea millions are connecting with deeply. It's one thing to watch these videos, but it's another to understand why they have such a powerful effect on us. Because this isn't just about pretty scenery. For many people, watching these simple, structured routines is a way to find a little bit of peace in a world that feels increasingly chaotic. Researchers at the University of Melbourne actually studied this. They found that people who regularly watch these slow-living vlogs from Japan start to feel a real sense of calm and belonging. It's almost like a digital pilgrimage. You're not just watching someone cook rice. You're borrowing their sense of order for a few minutes. You're escaping into a world that feels structured, meaningful, and quiet. The appeal is predictability. Every action has a purpose. Every task follows a set of steps. In a life full of constant notifications and unexpected problems, watching someone just methodically tend to their garden can feel like a deep breath. It's a world engineered to be calm. But here's a crucial question. Does it actually feel that calm for the people living there? Well, it's complicated. For some, these strict routines and social customs can feel less like a gentle rhythm and more like a cage. One person, who is half Japanese and grew up in the country, described workplace procedures as suffocating and overly rigid. From that perspective, the structure isn't calming at all. It's crushing. But then, another commenter offered a completely different way to look at it. They explained that for people who understand the system, these rituals aren't about being rigid. They're about saving your energy. Think about it. When everyone knows the script for how to interact, you don't have to waste brain power worrying about what to say or do. You don't have to bring all your personal feelings and anxieties into every little conversation. You can just go through the motions, and that frees up your mind. It lowers the stress of just existing around other people. The predictability of the system creates a world with less social anxiety. So from the outside, we see a beautiful, intentional ritual. From the inside, It's a practical tool for making daily life run a little bit smoother, a little more harmoniously. Either way, the result is the same: a sense of security, an environment where things just make sense. And in a world that often doesn't, that feeling can be the most comforting thing of all. So how does that feeling of a world that just makes sense travel across oceans and end up on our screens? It's because Japan has mastered the art of broadcasting belonging. They don't just export cars and electronics, they export entire ways of feeling. And the effect is incredible. According to the Japan National Tourism Organization, global interest in visiting the country shot up by over 250% after the pandemic. That's not a random spike. It's the result of a deep emotional connection that's been built over years, primarily through its media. Think about it. For so many people, the first time they visited Japan was through a screen. Maybe it was through an iconic anime like One Piece. A character like Luffy isn't just a drawing. He's a global role model who stands for incredibly powerful ideas: resilience, loyalty, and the importance of friendship. You watch him overcome impossible odds. You feel like you can too. We end up forming these deep, one-sided friendships with characters like him. And this isn't just some childish fantasy. It has real psychological benefits. A 2021 study found that these connections can genuinely help people regulate their emotions and build resilience. Watching these stories becomes a kind of quiet therapy, helping you process your own struggles by watching someone else succeed. Psychologists actually have a term for this powerful feeling of connection. Dr. Shira Gabriel calls it the psychological high you get from feeling part of something much bigger than yourself. When millions of us around the world share the same jokes, cry at the same scenes, and root for the same hero, we're not alone anymore. We're part of a massive, invisible community. We belong. And with new technology, this idea has evolved. It's given rise to what you might call a digital pilgrimage. Viewers are now flocking to Japanese lifestyle vlogs that show a quieter, more tranquil ideal. It's not about epic battles. It's about the simple, intentional act of preparing a meal or tidying a room. People aren't just watching someone else live, they're borrowing that person's sense of peace. It's a form of soul maintenance, a way to find a sanctuary from the chaos of their own lives. And this isn't just a feeling, it's measurable. A recent 2024 study from the University of Melbourne found that people who regularly watch these kinds of vlogs develop a real heightened sense of calm and belonging. They are literally finding a home through their screens. Ultimately, Japan has built a psychological homeland for millions. It's a place constructed not from bricks and mortar, but from stories, rituals, and shared emotions. It's like the idea of Japan becomes a home in our minds. In a messy world, the calm, purposeful life in Japan offers something many wish their own lives had: peace, structure, and meaning.